Hey there, welcome to another tutorial video on Zano. Today we're going to show you how to create a casting call and receive custom submissions from talent agencies on our platform for influencer marketing campaigns. So the first thing you need to do as a marketing agency user or a brand is go to your casting calls page. Once you're here, you'll be able to see all your existing casting calls and click into them to see how they perform. But let's start with creating a new one. So we click new casting call. At the top section here, we're going to have the basic details of the campaign. So this is going to be the campaign name. Let's take an example of a collaboration, let's say with our client Coca-Cola, and it's a paid promotion. There's a budget for it, and we need certain types of influencers. So Coca-Cola campaign. And the type of collaboration we'll set for this campaign or this casting call would be a paid promotion. So we can also choose affiliate or gifting, IRL in real life, or UGC. And influencer submission due date, we're gonna set the due date to, let's say, next week, because we want the talent agencies to know that that's the last day they can submit talent for this casting call. And we also don't want to be bothered with more submissions after this date because it's not relevant after this date, let's say. If it's not relevant to have a submission due date, you can always leave this blank. It's not required. The only required fields are the ones with a little asterisk at the top. So we filled out the name, the type of collaboration that it is, and when influencer submissions are due. Now let's look at the budget. So for our client, we're going to pay anywhere from, let's say, $300 up to $15,000 for a creator, depending on maybe the deliverables that are negotiated with them, their metrics, and maybe their closing rates or anything else. And we're going to specify that in the notes. Great. Now we're up to the deliverables of the casting call. So for the Coca-Cola campaign, we confirmed with our client that we're interested in doing a collaboration with influencers on TikTok. And we're gonna do one video. We want them to repost it on Instagram Reel, quantity 1, and we also want them to add it to their Instagram story. And we want them to have link in bio on Instagram. So as you can see, it's really simple to add deliverables to the casting call in Zano in this little form here. The first thing that you need to do is choose the platform you're interested in. So we have TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitch. Once you select the platform, the type of deliverable then depends on the platform. So for TikTok, you have video or link in bio. For Instagram, you have photo, reel, story, link in bio. And let me show you what else we have. For YouTube, we have an integration, dedication, or short. And for Twitch, which is the fourth platform that we support on Zano, we have a stream. So those are the different deliverables that you can choose and set. If you don't see something that it is matching what you need here, then you could always add it in the notes. So there's other fields here, before we get to the notes. There's the draft due date, when we would expect the influencer to submit the draft to us, or the talent manager to submit their influencer's draft to us. The post date of the actual video, and any usage rights. So we're going to add, let's say, 30 days unpaid. And in the notes, we're going to add, well, you know what? We already established everything here. So we're not going to add notes in the specific example, but just so you know that it exists, anything else that you want to talk about, the deliverables, maybe anything related to the budget regarding the deliverables, you could put in here. Maybe if there's any scripts that are required, if the influencer needs to be in a certain location or say a certain thing, that would all be in the deliverables section. All right, so now that we've finished with the campaign details section, the next one is going to be influencer requirements. So what kind of influencers are we looking for this campaign? Well, do they need to be a certain age? No, there's no age restriction for this specific example. But they do need to be in the family space, and we also want them to be lifestyle creators and in the food niche. So these are the three categories we set. We have a max of 5 just to keep things clean and simple. And you could always specify more in the notes if you're looking for more niches. Creator types, we're open to any kind. Genders as well. And countries, we'd like them to be based in the United States. For this specific example, we could always search for other ones or go through all these different countries. We can also multi-select. And they need to speak English in the video. And there's no other notes, no other specifications. This section of the influencer requirements is going to talk about their social media channels. So do we require these influencers to have a certain amount of followers on the channels that we're going to be posting, or a certain engagement metric or anything of the sort? So yes, for example, this is very Instagram heavy. So we want them to have a certain amount of followers on Instagram, let's say above 250,000. And we want them, and let's limit that to 1 million. So between 250K to 1 million. And we want their average views to be at least, let's say, 50K. And we don't mind about the max. And their engagement rate needs to be at least 3%. And on TikTok, we don't mind about average views or engagement rate. We just want them to have at least, let's say, 350,000 followers. Great. So we've set the metrics that we'd like to see for the influencer's social media channels. The last step to do is, do we have any requirements for the audience demographics? So yes, because we want them to be based in the United States for this example, we also want their audience demographics to be with a high presence of the United States. So we're going to choose country United States. And we also would like them to have some presence in the UK as well. Even though they wouldn't be based there, we want their audience to have some of those, some presence in the UK. And their age range should be on the high side of the 18 to 24, or 25 to 34. Gender doesn't matter. We are fine with female and male. So now that we've finished filling out all the details of the casting call, let's go ahead and create it. And now it's created. The second that you create a casting call on Zano, all of our talent agents or talent managers are notified by email about the opportunity. They then can come to this page exactly where they see all the details laid out in a really easy to understand way. So the campaign details that we've said in the beginning at the top, with the deliverables, the budget, the requirements of the influencers, including their metrics on social media. And then what they have is a little button down here where they can click on and submit their influencers to you. So now that we've seen how to create a casting call, I'm going to take you to another video. If you'd like to watch, you can click at the next video to see how to manage your submissions from talent agencies. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.